But for all that those things have been driving the narrative so far, buried in the budget, there is a lot to be excited about on the clean tech front.
Going into this budget, a lot of stakeholders were really expecting a heavy focus on clean tech. There's been a lot of talk about a clean energy transition or building back greener. And I think that there are some elements there in this budget.
I think a couple months ago, there was a lot of hope that this year's budget would be a green budget, really focused entirely on a green recovery and the next economy that Canada's going to have. But the third wave has really kind of derailed any opportunity for that. The focus in the budget, at least the narrative that has been put out in the media and in the minister's speech, is really on pandemic response and recovery. But for all that those things have been driving the narrative so far, buried in the budget, there is a lot to be excited about on the clean tech front. There's a whole bunch of different announcements. Just to highlight a couple, there's a 50% reduction in income tax for businesses working in zero emission technologies. There's also $5 billion in new funding over 7 years for the Net Zero Accelerator Fund, which is part of the Strategic Innovation Fund, or SIF, to support productions reducing GHG emissions. These are really significant investments. They're really big movements. A lot of it is going to come down to what we see coming up in terms of how those programs get designed and how that money gets rolled out. What fits in the definition of business working in net zero, for example, we'll have to see. But there's a lot to be excited about there.